corner. Spinning out on the first lap were number 25, Bruno Baptista from Brazil, and number 17, Devlin DeFrancisco of Canada. On lap 3, another Canadian, rookie Camille Laliberte, went off into the gravel and brought out the safety car. That ended his race. Likewise, coming down the straight on the second lap, Pedro Piquet from second place. While the lights of the experienced Markelov of Russia were also several drivers making mistakes, including number 13, Rodrigo Baptista. Board with Piquet, and yep, Piquet, I think, hit by the number 4. To say, well, what do I have to do to keep going? This is Norris's trying to be as quick as they can, and Daruvula goes round, and so too does Monroe, and he locks it up, and he's just a passenger at this point. Bang! Braked a little harder, he locked up, and Norris avoids him. Here's Daruvula. Just on his own, I think, spun round. That put DePero off, and he had looked like he missed a gear, or stuck in gear, and then, yeah, like Markelov, got on to, again, bouncing over these high curbs here in Christchurch and falling foul to them onto the grass and into the barriers, breaking the... Going off onto the grass, Piquet following him, and several other cars having to take avoiding action. Amazingly, Joe spun Piquet off, and so too Frenchman Timothy Beret. Another look at it shows just how close it was for Guan Yu's major incident. Monroe in the number 40 smashing into the number 25 Baptista takes second place, but he couldn't catch Lando Norris. Daruvula going up the first spin. Brazilian Rodrigo Baptista in the number 13 on the wet grass. He rejoined. Here's what happened. Oh, and it's so simply just got a little too hot. Car oversteered from Montpellier, and he knocks into Monroe. Monroe trying to get back online behind the championship leader Habsburg, and Beret was there. Notorious for going off, and yeah, Hans's just ran out of road. Off ahead, Habsburg. Oh, Habsburg's fault for sure. Habsburg recovers, but DeFrancesco, look, nowhere to go, and he's literally nerfed into the gravel trap. No fault of his own. And the championship leader coming together with Monroe. That meant that Markelov had to, and another spin. Oh, and off goes Mark. Yeah, he had nowhere to go. Norris just touched him. It was a 3. Just a little tap there at DePero. That's all it took. We saw, but he was up to third for a moment. Norris round the outside, picks up a little dust. Oh, big! Rodrigo Baptista tries to avoid his cousin, Bruno, who came together with the man in front. That was Patak. Yep, there's Patak, and they touched just there. That sent Bruno round, and Rodrigo headed towards the gravel. And is his view of it. Oh, and sure enough, Bean had nowhere to go. Damaged car. Here's a look from Bruno Baptista's point of view, and sure enough, yeah. Oh, he overcooked it, did Hanses, had his eye on the man in front and just went very wide, and Dean is just overcooked it on the exit of the last turn, and that's all it. Baptista hit the side of Theo Bean 2016. But then behind him, Theo Bean hits. Then another incident between Patak and Beret. A racing incident, this one, no one at fault. They were stuck out on track. One more incident involving German Hanses and Laliberte, the Canadian, at the chase. That first when they come together, Markelov spun round, damage to the car, and likewise to the front of his car. And another look at it. Markelov at fault, though he felt it out again. Likewise, fellow South American Brazilian. Daruvula from the second row. Oh, and a big spin. DeFrancesco leaves the door slightly open. Habsburg turns him around. And here's another look at the start. DePero is the big story, and comes alongside Markelov, and I think he kind of just crossed, and I think that kind of put him off. DeFrancesco turned around there for Habsburg to have a look, but as you can see from the angle that inside, Beret turns in on his normal line, and Hanses is there. And Hanses together with Markelov, his teammate, and that was the worst pick because it pretty much ends his hopes of winning the overall through just before this incident with DePero. DePero leaving Bean little room to stay on track, and that's why they came together. Was important. Sadly not making it at all. Patak